All right, welcome back to What We Thought. If you're following through this series, thank you very much. Really appreciate it. So the plumbers have finally came. All right, so I have the plumbing has been roughed in, which means none of the trim work, none of the faucets, none of the toilet, nothing's attached yet. They just had to rough in, and now I get to go and put drywall up over where they put their vent pipes and all the plumbing. So let me show you that right now. So this is going to be our vanity, a nice double sink vanity, and that's going on this wall over here. And let me close that door. So on this wall, you know, they had to put the vent pipes up and into the attic, and I get to drywall all of this and fix all of this. And what I'm going to end up doing is I'm just going to go ahead and cut the drywall over to maybe all the way to here. Maybe a little over, so when I mud. I'm going to straighten this wall up, and then I'm going to put the horizontal drywall across here and across the top part. But not today. Today, what I have to do before they can trim it out is I have to get behind the vanity, where the vanity is going to be. So I'm going to come up 4 feet up the wall. The vanity is only going to be like 34 inches. And I got to get the drywall, I get it textured a little bit and painted. And you know, this vanity right here is probably never going to move once it's there. It's a nice vanity. I don't know why anybody would want to change it out, you know, maybe 50 years from now, but not while I'm on this earth. So anyway, so I have to drywall across here and also the lower part of this wall here, so that when the vanity is set there, we don't ever have to move it again. And then they can put the P-trap and all the water lines up and the faucets on, and we'll be good to go with the vanity, a functioning vanity. And then over here, the shower, they've got the drain, which will be cut, and a drain will be put in once we start doing the tile work. And then they roughed in the water, and then the shower head will go up there. So that part, I'm not messing with that part. I'm waiting for the guy that's going to do the tiling for me to come in, and we'll deal with all of that at a different date. Let's see, bathroom. So in the toilet, that's got to be cut, but they can't set the toilet yet because I need to drywall this. They got the vent pipe running out, and I was going to take all this drywall out. And I thought, you know, I'm just going to cut at this board right here. I'm going to cut it straight up. It's only going to be like 10, 12 inches from here over. But I do have to take this out. There's no wood behind it, so I'm going to have to scab in a piece of wood behind it so I have something to nail my drywall to. And so I'll fix that. It'll come down. And then the next 2x4 is right here, so this just has to come cut a little bit down, patch that in around the water. And I'll probably throw a piece of drywall up here. Actually, maybe I won't, because I just remembered the electrician's gonna have to put a switch right here for the fan and the light. So, yeah, that may be left. I'll have to think about that. So I might drywall this. So what I'm gonna do is once I get this patched, I'm just going to buy that spray texture stuff to kind of match this. It's just an orange peel. Get it taped, mudded, and painted at least to the height of where the toilet's going to be. Because once the toilet's set, you know, you're never going to see that wall again. Same thing with the vanity. Once the vanity is set, you're never going to see that wall again. Do I need to texture it? Not necessarily. I could just tape it and paint it. But I think I'll spray a little bit of quick that canned texture for behind these areas, because I don't want to get the hopper gun out more than one time. Once I have all the drywall up, all over the top, everywhere, then I will break out the hopper and texture all of it and make it all look nice, so I only have to clean up once. I am going to have to take off the drywall off the top of the ceiling here. I might take it all the way to here, so one piece will go across. That would be the cleanest way to do it, easiest way. When I get to that spot. Today, drywall behind where the vanity is going to go, and patch up this here behind the toilet. even in here, you know, when I go to texture everything, I just have to cover the toilet with plastic and the floor, and then I can do the hopper and get it all fixed up. So that's what I'm doing today. Let's get with it. Okay, so the first thing I got to do here is I got to cut along here and take this piece of drywall out. And then my 2x4 is running here. So I'm going to take it from here up the center and clean this line up here. So when I throw the drywall in, I can put just one piece right up here. All right. I realize this is going to be a little difficult to demonstrate, but we do what we can do, right? So that's going to be 13 inches, roughly. That way I can put my level up there when I cut it and know where to cut. Okay, so I have the old vent pipe is right here, or the vent pipe from the bathroom on the other side. So this drywall is difficult to break in and then back out. So I'm just going to get my little tool and cut it. Okay, gotta have one of these tools. So yeah, there were some nails back in here, and that's why I couldn't get it quite broken. I was trying to prevent the mess this makes, but it's all good. And of course, with all projects, you gotta clean up in between. So I got that piece in there. I'm going to put the lower part here because it'll come up to here, and the light switches will be up here. So I will wait to do the drywall here, the top part, until we get the electric in. I know, yes, the electrician can fish through the wall, but I'm going to try to make it easier on them, and then I'll just have to do the drywall around it. So, all right, so we got that patched in. Going to need to tape that. Not going to texture. I'm going to texture the lower part that's going to be back here behind the tub. Behind the toilet. And I'll have that piece on there. Now I got to tackle this over here. I've got to take this drywall down. And the way I'm going to work this is so that I use one sheet, one full 8-foot by 4-foot sheet of drywall. So checking to see where my stud is over here. It's right here, which is 72.5 inches from over there. And then I'm going to go 23.5 from here to here, and that should end me just about a 1/4 inch away from right here. And then, of course, door trim will finish that off. You won't know that there's a little 1/4 inch gap right here. So the molding will go right here. No big deal. So one sheet, I can go here and there. I'm going to have to work to get my holes and everything for these. But yeah, one piece of drywall. I'm calculating it so that I can do it one piece. So that's why I'm going to cut it right here. There is a stud behind here. Otherwise, yeah, I'd have to patch things in. But I think it'll work. All right, I'm going to stop talking and get busy. All right, got that all, got the holes all cut, got that drywall up. The vanity will fit about 14 inches under the top of that. So I need to tape the corners, tape all the screws, and then texture that wall and get some paint on there. And then we'll be ready to, I got to do the bathroom taping mud right now too. So we'll get at it. All right, well, day one is done. I got the drywall up. I got first coat of mud on there. Today we got to put that second coat. We'll do some texturing, and after all it's textured and dried, then we can add a coat of paint. So I got a second coat. I got the joints flared out, feathered out, so that they are smooth with the original wall. And I'm just going to lightly texture back there now. The whole thing about texturing is I'm going to use a hopper gun when I do all of the drywall. And I don't want to have to break it out and clean it 2 to 3 times. I want to do it all in one shot when I'm ready. But the toilet fits right up against the wall. The vanity fits right up against the wall. And technically, once it's there, it's most likely never going to be moved. But I'm going to go ahead and texture the back a little bit, and then we're going to paint it behind there. Because once it's there, you're not painting behind the toilet unless you're going to disassemble the tank part, and I really don't want to do that. So I've used this type of spray before. It works great, especially for when you're just patching holes or filling in a spot. You can just spray this orange. These walls are orange peel. They do the orange peel and the knockdown, and you got to shake them up just like you were a bartender. So it ended up taking 2 cans. I did behind the toilet, back over in the water closet. That's the main one because that toilet's going to be right, well, the vanity is going to be right up against the wall too. So we got it all orange peel texture on here. We'll let it dry. We'll put a coat of paint on it. Okay, so I got my wall put on. I got it taped, mudded, all the screw holes. I textured it with that canned texture. That stuff's about 20 bucks and it doesn't cover a whole lot, but it's only meant for, you know, if you're doing patchwork, which I'm going to have to patch the ceiling up here. I think that's the best way to do that. Anyway, just patchwork works great. I foil lined my paint tray. I was out of those little plastic things. I love using those so I can just take it up and throw it away. So, okay, I got the paint there. I did all the paint in the bathroom, just the back wall where the toilet is going to be up against the wall. And then that way, when we're ready to do everything, toilet is ready. Okay, so now some of you may ask, I don't know, you might want to ask why I go through all the trouble of taping it, mudding it, texturing it, and painting it when this vanity is going to sit right here. It's going to go to about this high, and it's probably never gonna leave. I assume it might, but you know, I mean, I don't know if parents or people still say this, but you know, you're always, when I was growing up, you're told, you know, always wear a clean pair of underwear whenever you go out somewhere. Why is that? Well, what if you get in an accident and the paramedics get you and they got to cut your clothes off and you got dirty underwear? I mean, come on, you're going to embarrass your parents. Same thing with this kind of a wall. Let's just say one of these water lines gets a leak and they got to pull the vanity away from the wall, and it would be their big surprise if they pull it away and there's just a, you know, drywall with screws still showing in it, no paint. They'd just be going, what a lazy contractor that person was that put this thing in here. So anyway, it's painted. It's going to be the same color as the room. It's going to have the same texture. It's ready to roll. Now I got to give the plumbers a call, and I will show you what it looks like after they get all the trim put in, and then we'll end this video. Okay, so the plumbers are done. Check this out. Let's go into the bathroom. Here we go. We got a working toilet. Look at that, up against the wall like that. Yeah, even flush. It's got a soft closed lid. Yeah, it's taking a while. Okay, well, there's a toilet. Now let's go look at the vanity. Okay, here we got the vanity. Let's check the water. All right, look at that. Hallelujah. Okay, well, there you go. Got the vanity. Got the water closet. We are almost set. Now if we only had our electrician. We're waiting on the electrician. Then I can finish all the drywall and the paint and be done with this bathroom. I can hardly wait. All right. Thanks for checking this out. If you haven't seen the other episodes, go check out the other episodes. Come back for the next week. Well, like I said, we probably have a review or two in between, but I'm going to get the dryballing as soon as that electric gets out. All right? Have a great day.